Hey y'all, welcome back to Spirit of the Outdoors. This morning we running a few traps. I noticed last week that I was in my walks back to the woods and around that I was finding rabbit kills. In other words, I was finding patches of hair that was obviously rabbits where something had killed them. The number one predator that I have on this property and the adjacent properties is foxes, and mostly gray fox. However, there are some coyotes, so the biggest portion of what I'm targeting is foxes and then smaller animals. So I run a Duke 1.5. They are side swiveled. I am fixing to swap all of them over. I'm going to start pulling my traps out. I haven't done a lot of trap prep yet this year. And I'm going to move all of my swivels to center swivels. In fact, just a few minutes ago, I dispatched a possum. A lot of times I turn stuff loose like that, but this possum had a broke leg, and I dispatched him because of it. Another thing is there's more of them than I need with around my chickens and stuff, so it wasn't a problem to dispatch it, but I don't trap. The fur ain't worth nothing, so you're not trapping for fur anymore. I trap solely out of predator control. I'm not trying to eradicate foxes. I'm not trying to eradicate anything off of the property. I enjoy being here, but when the rabbits start disappearing, I like to hunt the rabbits, so we're trying to get rid of the foxes. So I am going to swap my traps over, so I may do a video on it later on, but I'm going to move this side swivel to a center swivel. But we're down here, and I'm going to turn the camera around. We've got a fox on this branch. Right up the branch, we've got a dog proof that's got a coon in it. So I'm going to take the camera, and we're going to walk up here, and I'm going to let you look at them. We got a deep rear pad catch on this critter, and he is not happy with me. And y'all, I'm running a new camera, so my battery is dying. I didn't know how long they were going to last. But I'll let you get a look at him. Let's walk up here and get a look at this coon. Right here we got a coon and a Duke dog proof. He's got a front foot down in there. It was strictly baited up with some cat food and just stuck right there on the bank of this creek. He's tore that up pretty good. So we're going to get these guys took care of, and then we'll remake these two sets and let you see what we done, what we baited up to get them. Okay guys, we're gonna get this set remade right here. I got a kneeling pad and some gloves. I don't get overly carried away with scent control, but I do think it matters to a degree. I laugh at some people's way of going about things, but I understand that everybody, you must do things your own way. I'll take the leaves and kind of brush this all back out eventually. Cover everything up. Now what I had here is part of a skull on a beaver, and I don't know where my other dirt hole is at this point. I'm going to just clean everything back for the moment with my gloves here. He tore that ground up pretty good, so anyway. I think there maybe, and I'll put it. I was hoping I would at least find the... Let's see. Well, he packed it back down good. It don't really matter. We go a little bit longer than their hand. I'll throw a stick over there. We got our chain back this way. They're rebar staked. Tags on them there, which I'm on my own personal private property at the moment. So in Mississippi, all that's not just delicate on your own personal land now. Anytime you get off on lease land, any of that kind of stuff, you've got to be tagged, you got to be legal. Now I've just got a piece of pipe that I cut and it gets jammed up in the ends. I'm going to design me something a little better because y'all know I'm one of them everything homemade kind of people, so I know that ain't everybody's thing, but it is mine. If I can make it and do it myself an easier way. And y'all seen that I catch fur like it is now. It ain't like I'm showing you something here that, and you're gonna watch other people's videos and see that everybody does things a little bit different. And I usually take my hammer and drive that on down, but it don't take all of that. All you gotta do is get it deep enough to get that animal curious. This is a homemade bait, and y'all, this is a little past the rotten stage that I normally use, but this is exactly what was in this hole. It works. So, and it's mostly fish that I caught in the heads and guts and all that. I packed in a jar and let them rot for about a week. And I think those actually went longer than that. And then I put sodium benzoate in there to stop that. And then I put several lures. I like a lot of smell to my sets now. Some people not so big on it, and I usually take my hammer and this. I'm gonna bury that chain down. So I've run me a thing for it. I get that trap before I open the jaws. You see everybody take that trap and set it before they ever go to trying to bed it down. Take that trap and get it solid before you pull these roots up. I don't want them in my way. We're gonna cover this back with some leaves and stuff, so it ain't a big major ordeal. And these are just 2-spring. These are not the best traps for coyote and stuff. I like the 1.5 because, and I got them to where they night latch. This one is a little hairy. Pan covers. Y'all, this is a piece of a feed sack. I just tear me a piece off. This paper. My grandpa was one of the best mink trappers around here, and the only thing he ever used was a brown paper sack. I have used nothing but pine straw. I have used leaves. You just want to keep dirt from getting under that pan. And then I try to tear the edges out here off so that it don't I try to fit it inside that. And where I'm at, y'all, there's plenty of twigs and sticks and different things to do about whatever you want. So, and then at that point right there, I'm just sprinkling a little dirt, and then I'm gonna get everything bedded. Get that trap good and solid. Alright, and then I'm going to kind of leave a dirt patch right here. That stick's just kind of there. I ain't really trying to make it obvious that it's a trap set. We want to look like something kind of dug around there a little, and obviously they're going to smell where, there's the other tooth out of that beaver's head. These sticks, make sure the sticks is not into your trap set. Everything else don't really matter too much. Red Hot Shot Fox urine, we're going to squirt a little of that around. And we done put some bait in the, I never did put bait, yeah I did, I put bait in the hole, didn't I? I don't know if I did or not, but it won't hurt to put a little more. I just kind of, I think I had done put some, but I like a lot of bait now. And that still probably ain't past the legal amount. Wipe my jar off here with these leaves. I don't mind, I know somebody's probably cringing saying, oh, you getting bait sent all over everything. I don't mind them thinking that bait's been somewhere else here. It's not really a big problem for me. Then, here's the way I top mine off. I don't know why. I've had good luck since I started using this. This is Jeff Dunlap's Hellfire. Let's stick this end of the twig in there. I like a glob of it. And I just stick that stick like that. Now if you get this Hellfire on you, and I don't know if y'all familiar with Hellfire or not, that is Hellfire. And guys, that's pretty much it. We'll go set this coon trap now. It's a little different. Alright, you see when I got the coon out, I went ahead and just stuck this back down in the, I don't run the setters, I grab this to set it. Once I start squeezing it, I hold the latch. Very simple, and then I pull it back. And then all I've got is some cat food. And I'll give them a little extra on the ground because it's cheap. It may not be here before long. Now I'm catching the coons because there is an overabundance of them. Me and Brody put out a corn feeder. The only corn that I'll put out this year, and of course batteries are no good in it. I put a brand new battery ordered off Amazon. One of them square 6-volt batteries, and it will not put the corn out. But I put some corn on the ground, and the pictures I got, these coons eating it up. So I've got a coon trap up there, and then this waterway is an avenue that they travel a lot. So I've got a trap here, and I'm just trying to thin the coons down. I don't want to just get rid of them, but during the spring, y'all, they eat my corn up. They got up there and eat, I don't know what all, something else they was getting into big time that I was fighting them over in my garden. So this is the reason that I trap. And I do use the fur on the stuff that I dispatch. Sometimes I relocate stuff. If I trap anything during the summer, I relocate it usually just because if I'm not going to use the fur or the fur's not fit to use or I'm not going to eat the animal, I just relocate it. I don't kill stuff just to be killing it to get rid of it. So the two that you saw today, I'll skin, I'll use those furs. That fox, I'll tan it, the coon too. But I was going to say earlier, I watched some guys, I get tickled at them when they're making these videos on their scent control and they got their kneeling pad out and they telling you all about it and they got their bare hands and they just flopping it around and laying it on the ground and they filming in their work clothes and then they go out there and they put it down and act like they don't want to get scent off their clothes. Well, that scent, you done rubbed it all over your pad handling it before you ever got to your trap set. So I think sometimes we get a little too overly concerned with scent control. Now with coyotes, you have to be a little tricky. But I will say this, normally after you put a trap out, in about 3 or 4 days, your human scent kind of wears down, and if you freshen that bait up, you're going to catch. But now, I know the real trappers, the true die-hard trappers, they want to catch it on the first night, and you can do that. And to do that, you need to be a little careful with your scent control. But what I'm going to say is your stuff, your gloves, your pads that you're using, you got to mind what you do with that before you get to the where you're making your set. At home, don't be handling that with all your greasy hands and where you've been eating fried chicken and all whatever else, and working on your car and you got motor oil on your hands, and then you handling your trap pad, or you throwing it in the back of your truck with your beer cans rolling around and whatnot. You got to be careful what you do with it. But now, I'm not that big on it, so it don't really. You see me, I set this, but now this is for a raccoon. The other, I do put a pad down. That pad stays in my trap bag. I don't get it out until I'm at a set, so it's pretty well safe. But I put gloves on to handle my stuff, but I use the same gloves for all the baits. I don't care what kind of scent's around that, as long as it's not human scent. That's all that matters to me. Them animals are curious. Thank y'all for watching. We'll see y'all next time on Spirit of the Outdoors.